Hey everybody, Macbigicekeys here, and I have a video about airships. This is my second one in LEGO Fortnite. This one I actually put a decent amount of thought into. I wasn't just playing around with the physics. I was thinking about an early build where it would be low cost, and so we've got up. Let me back up a little bit. Now I am in sandbox mode, but I've been using this build in survival. I think I streamed for like 3 hours last night. I built it and used it to transport and move around a little bit. This is what it looks like. Super simple. These are all early pieces, and this is enough ballast, enough weight on the edges to keep it level and to keep it hovering. You really probably don't even want it this low because the skeleton or some other mob can hit these balloons. So I would say even bring it up a little bit higher. So one of the key things is that your thruster needs to be vertical, and I like putting these cabinets as my storage so we can just store all the wood that we would need in there, maybe some extra materials for balloons or whatever, because you never know. I like the lever back here just because it's kind of tucked away and you don't accidentally hit it. And the way that you control the altitude is really just by the weight. So as I destroy this block, we'll go up a little bit. Alright, now we're at a cruising altitude. If we're going to the ice mountains, we want to go a little bit higher, so we would take more of this weight off the edge of this main block here. What is it called? The dynamic foundation. But we would leave everything else. We don't need to add balloons or remove balloons because they're expensive. And we can't add or remove thrusters because that's expensive too, especially for early game. The candles help with the light. And then, well, how do we move forward? How do we move backward? And I'm trying to make this kind of a explanation video for anyone that's having trouble understanding the physics of this. It's actually pretty basic. You don't want to think of this vessel like an airplane. You want to think of it more like a hot air balloon. So whatever side you put the weight on, if I put weight on this side, then my vehicle's going to go that way, right? And if I put my weight over on this corner, then it's going to go that way because the thruster pushes up and it's going to tilt whatever direction. So it's almost like you're leaping or bouncing. The way that if you think about a torch, let me get a torch here. When we have a torch in our inventory and we're throwing it, there's an arc that's created. So imagine that every time you hit the thruster, you're going to follow an arc, right? So if I'm at point 1 and I want to go to point 2 or point 3 over there, I just need to find the direction, face the direction with my reticule. Alright, so now I'm facing point 2, kind of, almost like a straight line. And so I really want to put weight on this corner. Or, if I want to keep it simpler, then I can move this way and then this way and just worry about putting weight on the sides. Because the corners are a little bit harder to manage. And when we're putting weight on, the weight comes from the wooden blocks. Again, really early build and low cost. I like these blocks because they, when you break them, like watch when I break this one. If I'm standing right on it, I can break it. I gotta make sure my dot's on it, right? 3 hits and it breaks, and then the wood comes back into my inventory. If I use other stuff, it's not going to probably come back to my inventory. And that's important when you're flying because... Oh, there goes my torch. Because you'll have to land in order to get more wood. So here you can kind of see that my ship's tilted a little bit in the direction I want to go. What I can do is I can take off some of this weight now. Being careful only to hit 3 times. And you can make the angle more extreme, right? And there comes my torch back down again. And I can just one more time. Now I even have more of an angle. The greater angle that you have, the faster your ship's going to travel. So, but you don't want to overdo it, because if you overdo it, you will slip off, and you don't want to slip off. Let's maybe try one more up here. And sometimes they don't want to join, and that's fine. Maybe try this. And sometimes the weight won't register until you toggle the ignition a little bit. So I'm gonna get down here and interact. All right, you can see that angle is pretty severe. So that's a good angle. Now, if we look at the direction we're going, you can see how fast we're traveling. And I didn't pay attention. I'm traveling in the wrong direction. So to fix that, we'll just go over here. Get our wood back. Oop, don't hit the bottom one there. And we want to make our weight on this side. And it takes some trial and error, but let's see. We want to go to 2. So I'm looking the total wrong way. I want to go right past that ice peak. So we're not at a great angle. Let's put some more weight over here. There we go. Now we're kind of moving in the right direction. We don't want to hit that ice cliff, and if I had to, I could take all the ballast off and we would have just enough clearance to get up there. We're going to veer to the right of it though. I always look at the map because sometimes it's a little unclear what direction you're actually moving. Because I'm really moving kind of this way. All right, now that we're clear of the... We're going to take this off. I want more weight on my left side. Little lag there. About even. Let's do a little more. There we go. Let's do tilt. So the ship ends up looking weird, but this is the way that you steer it. So hopefully we'll be going a little bit more southward. Let's see what happens. All right, we can see we're kind of moving closer to the target. So that's it. Until we get sort of thrusters that don't break immediately, or individually interactable switches, like if the switch targets a particular... Of course you want to watch for falling off your ship, and And crashing your ship too. This is a good way to control your direction in a low-cost way. Now, in this situation, you would want to get rid of all the ballast. See where this takes us. Will we get high enough? All right. Still on our way. And here I could just put a little bit of ballast on the front. Maybe one of these long ones. And you still get a great tilt. It's almost a better tilt when there's fewer things going on the ship itself. This interaction probably be in a better spot. It's weird that we're kind of going that direction. I think what happened is my thruster, you see how it's more toward my character's side now? I think it went off center when we were using it, so it's actually pushing to the left a little bit. So yeah, things are not perfect, they are glitchy, right? But such is the nature of the game. See my destination now. And using this design in survival, I used it all night, and actually I was using it earlier today too. It stayed together, but if you lose it, you're not losing that much. One of the reasons I like all the balloons is if you use one balloon, if it pops, you're done. You're dead in the water. If you use multiple balloons, like if I had just probably 4 or 5, even 4 on here, I could probably still manage to make it work. Be sure those fires on my landing pad. Whoa! And that's something that happened too, and you don't have any control over there. What is this red thing? Oh, it broke. Look at this. This is interesting. I was probably hitting the thruster too often, and then the whole thing broke. That thruster collapsed. So yeah, I think that's an interesting spot. I was talking about the durability of it, and this is the first time I've had it break. So I tend to go more slowly when I'm in survival. And yeah, look, the platform is now here. That is interesting. Where's the switch? Oh, it didn't break. It's still together. It just visually broke. And I dropped through it. That's kind of interesting. Let me see if it takes my weight. Yeah, I'm still on it. So the switch should be here. Yeah, this works totally fine. Oh, that's enough, that's enough. Wonder if I can place anything on it. Yeah, look, there we go. And if I go over here, can I break? Oh no, gotta be careful. That's one I want to break. Go over here and hit the switch. Very gently. Cool. Alright, so now it's just a matter of landing, and we just add weight to land. So, let's add this monster. Will it stick to anything? Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Should bring us pretty close to landing. I'm trying to think about where the objects actually are, where the game thinks the objects are. Alright, there you go. A perfectly viable airship. But this kind of brings my point home is why would I spend, especially in survival, why would I spend, hours building this beautiful airship with 400 balloons and all that? Because even with just, 10 pieces being plopped together here, it does fail. I haven't had it fail yet, though. I think I was hitting the thruster too often. So, anyways, for what it's worth, there it is. Comment if you like if you do. Thanks for watching. No, it was a long one.